Hello, Miss Rogers class. It's your first time watching these videos at home. I hope you've not run into any problems yet. It's pretty early in the game here. We are going to start working with addition and subtraction. It's chapter 4 in your math textbook, but we're going to be looking at it here. So you see a problem on the board here, 36 plus 48. I want you to pause this video and take a minute to try to solve that on the paper that I gave you to fill out. So you can solve it in any way that you know how. Just try your best to do it by yourself. Okay, I hope you took a minute and tried to solve that problem completely by yourself first. We're going to look at some strategies of how to solve addition problems today. And those strategies are ones you can use to solve problems like the one that you just saw on the board up here. The first strategy we're going to look at is a break apart method, where you take two numbers. Let's take the ones on your paper, which are 46 plus 35. The easiest way to break apart those numbers is usually by their place value, kind of like the expanded notation we learned in the last chapter of our book. In the same way, if you split this up into place value. So instead of 46 plus 35, let's take just the tens place. So you have 40 and 30. So I'm going to put those together. 40 plus 30. Okay, then we also need to use our ones place. So on this side we might use just 6 plus 5. That seems a lot simpler than these bigger numbers. So if I put those together, you can probably do those in your head now. 40 and 30. 4 plus 3 is 7, and your zeros, 0 plus 0 is 0. So that side's going to be 70. This side would be 11. Then you've got to put those together to get your final answer. So 70 plus 11, that's a lot easier than this problem, how it was written here. So 70 plus 11 would be 81. 1 plus 0 is 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, so breaking it apart is one method you can use to solve these addition problems. Another method you can use to solve addition problems is called compensation. The name's not really important. What's important is that you understand how it works. So if we have, like the second problem, we have 39 plus 27. We've done this before on Minute Math, so it should be pretty familiar. Your 39 is really, really close to 40. So you can change that to 40 just to work with it. We added 1 to that to make it 40. We're just going to leave this number alone for right now. Okay? Those are a lot easier to put together now. You don't have to regroup anymore. You can just add them up. So 0 plus 7 is 7. 4 plus 2 is 6. But you added an extra one on up there. So you're going to have to subtract it down here. So it won't be 67, it will be 66. Okay? That's another strategy you can use, or another process you can use to add these numbers together. We know that 30 and 40 are really close together, so if we work with them that way, we can make it work a little easier for ourselves. Okay, now let's look at a couple of strategies for subtraction instead. So let's take a problem. It's on your paper there, 53 minus 28. The first way we're going to look at this is a process called counting on, and it's simply starting with your smaller number and counting up to see how many you'd need to get to your bigger number. The easiest way to do this is to get this smaller number to a nice round number first. So we're at 28. To get to a round number, we'd have to add 2 on to make it 30. So I'm going to write my 2 down so I don't forget. But I went up to 30. Then I can count by tens after that. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now I'm where I need to be there. So I counted on 20 more to go from 30, 40, 50. That's 2 tens, so 20 more. And then that got me up to 50. I need to get up to 53 though. So I need to add 51, 52, 53. 3 more onto that. Okay? To find out what the answer to the subtraction problem is, I'd have to put all of these together. So 20, 22, 23, 24, 25. So my answer for this one would be 25. And I figured that out just by counting, which we've all learned how to do for years and years now. So that makes it a little bit easier than all that regrouping stuff you have to do sometimes. One last strategy for subtraction, just like addition, it's a strategy called compensation. So look at the problem on your paper. We have 42 minus 18. And we're going to pick one of those numbers and make it a nice round number that's easy to work with. I usually prefer to use this number, the smaller number, the one I'm subtracting from, the bigger one, as my round number, because sometimes if you change the top number to a round number, you still have to regroup and all that stuff to figure it out. So I see 18. I know 18's really close to 20. So I'm going to change that to 20 for right now. I added 2 on. I'm going to change it to 20. So now I have 42, and I'm going to subtract 20. Okay? So that's an easier problem. 2 minus 0, that's easy. That's just 2. 4 minus 2, that's also 2. But I added 2 onto that. So that means I took 2 extras away. I took those 2 extras away. So I need to put 2 more back on. I took away too many. I need to put 2 more back on. So I need to put that 2 back on there. And that would get me to 24, which is my answer. So this 2, I had to add it back on there because I took away too much up there. Okay? Alright, these 4 strategies are great for mental math. You've hit 4th grade now, and in 4th grade you are responsible now for knowing the standard algorithm, or what your parents might call the old-fashioned way of doing addition and subtraction problems. So the ones that I've just shown you up here are great for mental math. Pick one that works for you and roll with it, and it works. However, in the next couple lessons you'll see we're starting to move into just using the standard algorithm as much as possible. Your paper today has a back side to it, so if you'll flip that over, you have 8 problems. I need you to try to use one of these 4 strategies on each of those. You can look back at the strategy if you need help. I would prefer it if you didn't ask a parent or an older brother or sister for help. I want to see what you can do on this by yourself, so that I know what else we need to learn and work on in class. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.